40% of Americans have been fired from a job at least once. There are unspoken rules which must be identified and engaged in order to have a successful experience at work. Unless you're lucky enough to have someone take you under their wing, you are usually left on your own to learn and fend for yourself. One wrong step could change the trajectory of your potential in that environment for months or even years. But it's not your fault. These boundaries are often invisible and can sometimes be hard to interpret. Don't worry, that's why I'm here to offer guideposts to help you succeed. No matter the environment. When we enter the workplace, there are 3 things we must consider. Let's start with competence. Of course, you need to be good at your job, so having some background, training, or experience can go a long way in helping you perform. However, many people have a reality where they don't have such experiences or training to assist them in such situations. So what can be done about it? In situations like this, you need 2 things: resourcefulness and a great network. That network can include subject matter experts, such as more experienced colleagues, friends, as well as mentors. Such experts can have varying degrees of experience, from 5 to 20 to even 30 years of experience. Be sure to put a consistent effort in meeting, getting acquainted, and building relationships with various professionals in your field. Connect with them on LinkedIn and stay in touch. You'll be able to call on them when you need them most. And in regard to resourcefulness, you have Google, YouTube, online forums, and now even ChatGPT, readily at your disposal when you get in a pinch. When there's no training available at your workplace, and you've been asked to complete tasks that are beyond your current capabilities, don't cower in fear. This is the time to be resourceful and to call on that network of professionals to help you rise to the challenge. When you first start work, you're the new guy or the new girl. They want to know what you can do and where the ceiling of your competence stops. Never let them see a ceiling or the tools, resources, and networks that you use to surpass those ceilings. By leveraging your resourcefulness and your network, you'll be perceived to have no ceiling, as you can accomplish anything thrown your way. You may start out not knowing how to conquer the challenges before you, but as you utilize your available resources, you will notice that you are simultaneously learning and training yourself. And silently, you will become the competent professional you always wanted to be. This leads to another video I've made, which talks about the dynamics of reputation and character. You can watch that here. The second point we'll talk about is commitment. Commitment is about how others perceive your trustworthiness, dependability, and consistency. You don't want others around you to feel like your head is in the clouds when it's game time. So keep work matters at work and personal matters at home in most cases. There are always many characters and agendas in the workplace. So giving too much information too early can spread like wildfire and leave a perception that you're not very committed, even if you are. Regardless of how you feel, negatively or positively, those around you need to feel comfortable that you're fully committed to the same goals, deliverables, achievements, and outcomes. Don't let anything else be perceived otherwise. The third thing we'll discuss is compatibility. In this case, compatibility is a two-way street, meaning the company you work for and yourself. If the management, environment, and politics are too toxic, you may not be compatible enough to settle in. It's important to remember that it's not always the fault of the person. It can be the fault of the organization, not ready for a positive culture that can sustain high-quality workers and talent. But sometimes it can be the workers' fault as well. A bad apple that doesn't mix well with the bunch, even if the bunch is positive. At this moment, I'm not necessarily here to point fingers, but here to say that compatibility needs to be available from both sides for it to succeed. So be sure to consider this during the interview stages before accepting a position, because the employer is still the one signing the checks, and non-compatibility will always end in separation. The lines can often become blurred, whether an employee leaves or gets fired. Even the point of fault can be blurred, and those around you will always assume that it's your fault, even if it never was. So ultimately, take a note on how lack of compatibility not only can affect you immediately, but also over the long term as you go for new interviews and positions. Those same perceptions and assumptions may be applied against you, even if they're absolutely wrong. So be sure to find an environment that you can settle into. Sometimes stronger education or certifications can be your ticket to new options for better and more positive environments. As you settle in, learn their boundaries and make them feel safe within those boundaries. Some might see you as a threat when you first arrive, but over time, as you show them that you're not necessarily here to cross their boundaries, you will notice that they will slowly move from opposition to supporter. At that time, they will be the first person to herald good things about you. Look for opportunities to tackle that don't cross the boundaries of your colleagues. Such opportunities should also add value to your organization in relevance to your position and long-term goals. And as you repeat this pattern with those around you, slowly but surely you'll settle in, being one more compatible cog in the wheel that keeps business turning and moving along. We've discussed 3 awesome tips, but I bet you didn't notice 7 secret codes hiding throughout the video. You can use them in Discord for some special perks. So be sure to gather them, bring them to our server, and have some fun. Join us, link is in the description. If you never want to be fired, keep in mind the importance of competence, commitment, and compatibility as you charter your path and forge your own destiny with the power of success at your fingertips. That's all the doc has for you today. Remember, the world is dangerous, so protect your energy. Trust me, I'm a doctor. I'll see you next time.
Time we've shared another